Hey, welcome to another episode of the Ask Amity Show. My name's Edmund.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm Cindy.
And we are the attorneys here at Amity Law Group. We are known for helping families protect their assets here in Southern California. And today we have a really fun topic. It's how to stay calm and travel with your adult kids. So we have a lot of clients who travel a lot, and when they come in and do their estate plans, they tell us, oh, we have a trip planned with our adult children. They're in their 30s or 40s, but it's our first time traveling with them. We're like, what should we do? Right? They haven't traveled with them since they were little kids, and so we wanted to give advice to parents out there who are ready in the fall or winter to travel with their children. So Cindy, what's your number one tip for parents?
My number one tip is to keep an open mind. When you're traveling with your adult kids, it's probably not just with them, it's probably with also their girlfriend or their spouse, and maybe even with some grandkids. So it's, just make sure you keep an open mind about things. Maybe, a particular day isn't going the way you want it to. Don't worry about it. Maybe, something else will happen that you'll equally enjoy. So always just keep an open mind and let yourself be free of what you expect or what you thought might happen, but let things find you and then happen, because it's vacation, right? Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be structured, or it shouldn't be too structured at least, and it's an adventure. So open mind to the adventure and the ideas that can come from either your kid or his spouse or her spouse. And it's going to be different from what you remember your vacation was like as a younger family. Now that you've got a bigger family, an older family, things are going to change, and hopefully still equally fun.
Yeah, and then I think also to go along with what Cindy said, keep the open mind, but also give yourself a break. So my advice would be, have separate rooms in case you need some peace and quiet away from kind of the rowdiness of the big group. At least there's a space that you can go to where you can relax, have some quiet time, kind of, just get the stress out of the travel, and, have the place that you need to relax. And so that would be my advice is, you travel as a group, but at the same time, you still have your separate spaces, so you could go back to your room and decompress.
I have one really practical tip is most people have Gmail these days, and so I would create a Google Doc where you put all the itinerary inside, and so people can go in and edit and work together, because at the end of the day, you guys are traveling together, so it's nice to make sure that wherever you guys are going together, make sure that everyone should be agreeing to it, or if not, just be indifferent to it, because you don't want to go to 10 different places and your kid only wants to go to 2. I mean, I know for my parents, they love to do everything, and for us, we like to just go to like 1 or 2 places and just relax. Yeah, just relax. It's vacation, but parents like to go everywhere, and that's fine. They can go to different places themselves, but just make that clear, and having a nice Google Doc that lays out everything to be 100% transparent, that's a really good way to go.
I think that's a really good point, is you're traveling together, but you don't have to stay together.
Right.
So, certain events or certain sites, certain things you want to do, you could do separately, and then maybe meet at the end to have dinner. So, something like that where you're keeping an open mind, but also being flexible and allowing for a little bit of separate time. You've got your separate rooms, and then maybe even some excursions that are separate will really lend itself very well to having a much better time together.
Yeah, and I think if your group is not, too familiar with that location or their surroundings, or nobody wants to really get in depth with the planning, then maybe look up local guides that they have. They might have like day tours or whatnot that you can do separate things with, and then but at the same time have a guide to take you to these locations, so you don't really have to worry too much about all the details.
Yeah, and talk about money beforehand. Are you the parents paying for everything? Are the kids pitching in? Is it family style when you go out to eat for dinner? So that's something that's really important to talk about, so everyone's absolutely clear about that.
Yeah. So speaking of money, you're going on this vacation, you're going on this trip, You've got assets that you've left behind, and you want to make sure that that is taken care of before you go on this big trip, because anything can happen. And you want to make sure that your assets that you've left behind is protected and can be handed down to your children, your beneficiaries, through an estate plan. So one thing you don't want to do is what my brother did, which was the night before he left on his vacation, he gave me an envelope, and on the envelope it said, for Max, Leo, and Athena. And inside the envelope was a list of assets, which obviously does not work and does not help him at all. But it's what all he could do at the last minute. But I hope you're not in that position, and that you contact us to help you with your estate plan.
Yeah, and by the way, we offer free consultations. So just come in and have a chat with us. You want to make sure everything is good to go, so you can have that peace of mind before you go out to your next trip. All right, I think that's it for this episode. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions about this topic, leave a comment below, and we'll see you next time.